Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gray Man Prepping. I hope you're having a fabulous day because it is time for Tactical Tuesday, where we're going to be talking tactics, gear, and more. And we're going to be talking all three tonight because tonight's topic is how much power do you need? How's everybody doing out there? Well, let me get over here and welcome everybody. And all right, yep, got a couple more came in. I'm chewing some caffeine gum, some special type of caffeine gum that's a variant. It's supposed to be easy, not supposed to be easily for the body and do stuff on your butt, giving you the jitters. So, all right. So first one in was Phelan Clan Wolf, then Chef Tech and Mad Chick Acres. Then let's see. Mother Earth Garden Club came in. And I beat CR with the pun. Get ready for an electrifying experience. Mother Earth Garden Club made some pumpkin pie from butternut squash, which is common. Utah Mike is here. Geeky Gardens is here. Phelan Clan Wolf has been a member for 23 months. Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting all the power puns. Power puns. All right. And let's see. Lowland Prepper is here. Myra Page is here. Okay, if you're not seeing your comments or seeing everybody else's comments, if you're looking at your screen and you see all your comments at the top, it starts out by saying top chat. Go ahead and click on that, and you'll have your choices are. I'm going to make sure I get the right. You have top chat and live chat. Live chat shows all the chats. Top chat is what the AI thinks. Oh, this is an important one. We're going to show it because you're getting too many people chatting. So we're just going to show what we think is the important ones. And let me get rid of all these other things that popping up. People coming in there, and Diana too is here as well. Okay, so I'm going to try to teach this a little bit the way I teach the electricity merit badge for scouts. Give you the basics on it, and then we're going to go into the more fun stuff. All right, so let's go to here and go to the next one. All right. I think every household should have one of these in their garage. Nothing like a 20-cylinder 4-turbo diesel generator to light up the entire 50 blocks around your house. All right. All right. So here we're going to talk simple. Basically, generally, there are three things that most people talk about when they're talking about power. There are actually four, and I'm going to cover all four, but we're going to start off with this picture of three here. So amps, which is the current or the rate of flow. Voltage is the amount of power or force behind the flow. Watts is the amount of electricity used, or the draw of electricity, which I think is more accurate than just what's being used. Let me go to the next one here. Now, the fourth one is called resistance or ohms. And this, if I don't freeze, this is very important for extension cords. Your lamp cord that goes to your lamp. Generally, that is like a 16, 18, or 20 gauge wire. The higher the number, the thinner it is. And the gauge has to do something of the amount needed to make a pound. Anyway, it's weird. It's a lot of things like gauges in shotguns. The smaller the number, the bigger it is. Okay, so reason it's important, if you have a 16 gauge extension cord, which is usually what you're going to get, ones that are 25 feet or 50 feet, and they're called light duty extension cords, and you plug that into a 15 amp circuit receptacle, and you put 20 amps worth of draw, or even if you put just 15 amps worth of draw on it, at 25 feet, it's going to start getting warm. At 50 feet, it's going to get really warm. And at 100 feet, it's going to catch fire. Because as it goes there, the resistance of it going through the wire is going to start heating up the wire. Important thing to go. All right, so let's see. Checked off is in the house. And Jalen Strain is here too. So think safety in it, and you can download this stuff. There is a really good book, and I'll show it to you later, put out by Reader's Digest for working around the house and stuff, and it's really good on explaining some of this. Here's another one using water. So the pressure is the voltage. So 120 volts of pressure. That's the power. The pipe size or the wire size is the resistance. The water flow is the amperage. So if you have a 15 amp breaker, you can only so much water can flow through there. So much electricity can go through there. A 20 amp breaker, more can go through there. A 30 amp breaker, more can go through there. And this is where people get in trouble. And energy created is wattage. Well, it's not just energy created, it's energy used or energy drawn. Have you ever plugged too many things into an outlet and it trips the breaker? That's because you're drawing more wattage than the breaker is allowing to go through on its amperage set. And to figure that out, here we go. So watts equals amps times volts. Example, 10 amps times 120 volts. 120 should be is standard now throughout the U.S. unless you're in some podunk backwater woods thing where they're still using 110 volts. Gives you 1,200 watts, 1,200 watts worth of available power. Amps equals watts divided by volts. So if you have 2,400 watts, you divide it by the volts, which is 120 volts, gives you 20 amps. So if you're going to put 2,400 watts on a circuit, you need to have at least a 20 amp circuit. But then you got to go back to that fourth thing, ohms. Make sure your wires are big enough to handle it. Volts equals watts divided by amps. So if you have 2,400 watts and you have divided by 10, and you have 10 amp breaker on it, you need to be pushing 240 volts to do it, which gets into a whole nother animal doing split leg or split face, whatever you want to call it. But we're not going to get into that right now. So you can download a picture of this, but it's also in the book about what watts, amps, and volts, how you get it and stuff like that. Generally, this last one down here, I know for my house, it's going to be 120 volts, unless it's for the split leg or split phase, whatever you want to call it, where you got two different things going on it, two different lines of power coming into it. And that's only for like an electric dryer. It's an electric dryer, electric range, AC unit outside, or an electric hot water heater. Everything else is going to be 120. All right, so how much power do you need for really to get by. And we're going to talk two different things here. In a power outage, how much power do you really need? So yeah, this would be cool. This would be cool to have a nice 20-foot cargo container with a generator unit in it, and yeah, but that's a little overkill. That might be perfect for a school or a hospital. This is getting closer to what you would need for a house. This size here is if you have a house and a shop like I do, where you got welding equipment out there and other high voltage using stuff. And that'd be the other thing too, to draw us 240 volts is welders and certain air compressors. But most people don't have those. So this is a heavy duty one here. So that is your large car battery down there in front to give you a comparison to what it is. And you're looking at it and you're saying, that thing's big. That motor there is bigger than what I have in my pickup truck. Yeah. Then you have the outside units that are set up to that run off of natural gas, or if they're set up right, they should have a thing to hook up propane tanks to it as well. Some are still out there that run on gasoline or diesel as well. But whatever the fuel is, it's set up. It's got your conduit taking the power into the house to a breaker set it in the house. Now, depending where you're at, the amperage for your house is going to vary. The amperage for this house is 200 amps. The amperage for my shop is 200 amps. Both of them pull off the meter off of it there. They got breakers there to go off on. So I actually have a 500 amp service coming into this place, but I'm only using 200 for the house and 200 for the shop. Safety margin. All right, got a question coming up here. I'll get to in a second. Now, this is where, depending what part of the country you are and what they call it, is going to be changed up. But yeah, single phase, there's a difference between single phase and split phase. Split phase in some parts of the country is called split legs or two legs. Basically, you got two lines coming in. If you look out there, you got one of them is 120, the other one's 120. And when you connect the breaker to it to pull off it, you get 240 for your washer, your furnace. Actually, the furnace is the AC unit, electric range, electric dryer, electric water heater. So, but single phase has to do with the phases per minute, or 60 cycles a minute per second. So you have 60 cycles per second is your that's what is standard here in the US. Europe is on 50 cycles. Next question. How long does gasoline last? Doesn't it go bad? Over time, yes, it will go bad. Yeah, I've had gasoline last 3 years without any problems. I've had gasoline go bad in 18 months. It depends on the quality of the gasoline you're buying and where you're buying it from, and whether you keep it cool or not, because basically gasoline can turn into a type of shellac, which really screws up the with the old aluminum carburetors. You have to get one of those, you take it out and just soak it in paint thinner, and it would dissolve all the stuff out and clean up, and we can just go back there. But you can't do that anymore because they're plastic now. How do you tell? I've always had a problem when I have problems with the motors. put it into, or it gets really, or starts getting thick. Starts getting thick. You know, it's you don't even want to. If you stick something in there and it doesn't run off quickly like gasoline used to, it sticks to it more like diesel. It's like diesel's a little bit thick, doesn't evaporate right away. Then you got a problem with it. Yeah, it's all about proper storage of it makes it last longer. But, all right. All right. Kaylin says, no idea what comes into my building. Yeah. But in any case, we're going to talk first about power outage. What do you need for power outage here? So let's go back to the pictures here. Okay, hang on. I got to go good. During the wintertime for gasoline, you don't need add stable to it. It's fine during the winter. It's during the summertime is when the chemical reaction to change for gasoline to change takes effect. All right. So another source of power is going to be solar. Most companies will try to sell you on rooftop. No, on my roofs, there's no solar going on the roofs of any of my properties. Absolutely not. Too many other problems with it being on the roof. That's why I like ground mounted, and I like ground mounted tracking solar panels. Which, yeah, it costs you a bit more, but you don't need to put out in as many of them because it tracks the sun in all of its directions. So you get, 75 to 100%, input rather than like the one on the house here. The only time it's going to get close to 100 input is during 2 months out of the year between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Forget daylight savings time doesn't count because the sun doesn't care about it. During the peak time when the sun is overhead. All right, let's go next one here. With those, and this is where you start getting the different things here. Yeah, and it's easier to clean when it's on the ground. Yes, you can get a garden hose and spray out, find out where the bird poop is at, and actually wash the bird poop off. All right. With the solar here, we got 2 battery units here. You got your inverter. You got your charge regulator and distribution panel. This is a fancy. You pay for everything, and it integrates with your existing power system. This is fun. To me, this is fine if you don't want to go totally off grid. If you're going to be on grid, though, I wouldn't go through quite this much stuff for it because you're not always going to be using it. But if you're going to be going to go to this fence, you might as well go just a little bit farther, go totally off the grid, and then just use the grid as backup in case something happens to your system here. And this comes in different sizes. Here they got 3 battery units here. This is called triple. And they got a brand for the controller and everything else is Solex. There's a lot of different brands out here to use and everything on it. Portable ones. This is where most of you are going to be interested in, is portable ones. All right. I picked this one here because actually this is the one I've been looking at, thinking about, dragging my feet on, waiting to see it, make sure, looking forward to get it. All right, so this is the Upus Mega 2 on top, and this is the battery unit that can be used on the Mega 1, Mega 2, Mega 3, Mega 4. And we'll go more into that. So this has the power connecting the battery onto it. Basically, this gives it a lot more power to it. But it's going to go and change here. Oh, Howie's here. Yeah, putting the water softener near your electrical stuff there, no. All right, so let me switch this up here, get this out of the way, bring up the other page here. Now, there are so many different brands of power stations out there. And yeah, Mother of Garden Club, last night I could not see the moon because there was slight haze in the sky, but everything was lit up. The whole sky was just kind of white, like it's foggy, and going, okay, where's the moon? But I could see everything on the ground. It was incredibly weird last night. Yeah. Technically, you don't need it because my grandmother, growing up as a kid, they did not have electricity. They did not have indoor plumbing. They had outdoor plumbing. They had a 3-seat outhouse, and they had a pump, and you pump it, and you bring the water into the kitchen to do stuff in the kitchen. They had an indoor kitchen. They had an outdoor kitchen. No power. Yeah. Yeah, I like my toys too. And I especially like my toy that keeps the grandkids busy at certain times when when they need to sit down and relax and still not, Grandpa, here, watch your movie. Ooh, Monster House, or ooh, Dragon Ball. Yeah. Yeah, but they weren't showing up on the Homeland Security radar though. All right. So let's look at this. We're going to go to Amazon. We're going to look at basically one brand to begin with because they got a bunch of different varieties and sizes, but a bunch of them have different sizes and stuff. And they got different things. You want to find about this stuff, check out Minuteman Prep. Ben Gilmore lives about a mile and a half away from me, if that far. That's what he does for a living. He installs solar systems and he reviews all the solar things, and he has a spreadsheet on it. So anyways, so you can see they got all sorts of different setups and stuff you can get. So this top one here is the B2 Smart Extra Battery. That's the one that goes on the bottom of the stacked one I was showing earlier. And this is the Mega 1. This is the Mega 3. Notice it's got wheels on it. It's bigger. The big thing you need to worry about these is not how much wattage the inverter is per se. Yes, the inverter wattage plays into the fact that you can only draw so many watts through it. But let me see here if I can look at it. All right, so this one here, the one that I keep changing the color on the printing there, the Mega 1 has a 2,000 watt inverter, 2,000 watt you can draw on it. It has a 1,024 watt hour battery. That's what's really important. Because if you have 2,000 watts of power and you're drawing that means that battery of 1,024 watt hours is going to last 30 minutes. And then it's dead. Okay. Generally, also the watt hours on your inverters, personally and professionally, when I used to be a electrical engineer, I'm going to say you don't want to draw 50% of that. So if it has a 2,000 watt hour in it, you don't want to put more than 1,000 watt hours on there because of the resistance of the power going through it is going to warm it up. If you see with the portable ones you can get from Harbor Freight or on Amazon or anywhere else that you connect up to the battery, you plug it in to get 120 volts from your car or whatever. You plug in, you start using power, fan turns on, tries to dissipate the heat off of it. You want to keep you don't want to take the inverter to more than 50% of what it's rated for. That's not peak time, that is continuous time. And a lot of people don't understand when it says peak of so many watts, that's just for if you're starting up like a refrigerator, kicks the motor on. That's a short draw of intense power, and then so it spikes, draws the power, and it lowers way down. And once the motor's going, it's just puttering along, drawn a lot less wattage. Example here, the Mega 3 here, 3,600 watts, 3,600 watts of max continuous. I wouldn't take it over 1,800. Might push it to 2,000. Especially if it's a refrigerator, it's going to cut off the part of time, so it's not drawing it all the time, along the other stuff. This one has a 3,072 watt hour battery. Okay, now we get to the little portable ones. This has a 600 watt inverter with a 256 watt hour battery. If you're putting 300 watts into it, that battery's not going to last an hour. If you're putting 600 watts into it, you're going to be lucky if it lasts 15 minutes. Okay. That's why you want to make sure of the watt hours, how long it's going to last. $3,000-mile long extension cord. All right. Now, with these right here, we're going to talk about these three here. I want to talk about emergency power use from my perspective. My number one concern at night is my CPAP. I have a ancient Gold Zero 400 watt unit. I don't know what size battery is in it. I do know from experience that I can run it 3 nights on my CPAP on it before I got to recharge it. And then I've did some research today. My CPAP draws about 30 watts of power to 60 watts of power, depending how I am breathing and how if it has to kick in to give that extra push of air, because I rolled over on my stomach or rolled over straight on my back and I stopped breathing, sleep apnea, and it's got to go whoosh and give me that extra kick there to get me to and sometimes that wakes me up even, just the fact that I stopped breathing. So the 600 watt one here with a 250 watt hour battery, if I'm drawn, and I'm going to go for the average here of 45 watts. Let me get my thing up here. So if I'm doing 45 watts, so I want to find out how many hours this thing's going to last. I'm going to put in 256, because that's the watt hours on the battery, divided by 45 watts, gives me about 5.6 hours of runtime. Yeah, that's not gonna last me a full night. So, depending and let me switch up here for a second. So you wonder, how can I figure out what the wattage of my stuff is? Well, you look on it generally. You can look on it, it says how many watts it draws. Now, the watts they put on as draw is not surge or peak time. It's it's run as it's running. Some things draw a little bit more to start up. If it's got a little, like the CPAP has a little motor in there, it's going to draw a couple watts more on it. The refrigerator is going to spike a bunch because the bigger motor is going to spike and it's going to drop back down to its continuous use. One of the things you can do, this is one of the ones I used, it's called Kilowatt. And Ben, I was using this, and then Ben, I used the same one, and so we're both using the same one. With this, with all the different settings on here of the different things to choose from, you can see what your amperage use is. You can see what your wattage use is. You can make sure what the voltage is going in and out through it. And you can set a timing on it, and I can't find the instructions for it again. I'm going to have to download the instructions for it again and print it off. And basically, like, you can put it on your refrigerator, plug your refrigerator into it, run the purple button here, which is kilowatt hours. You put it in there, and it starts, and you mark down the time you started at. And in 24 hours, you come back and you check and see what it is, and you can then figure out how much power that refrigerator uses in a 24-hour period. That tells you that. Now, there is a thing in here where you can do the to be able to figure out when it spikes on it. And there's some that are a lot more expensive, like 15 times as expensive as it is, that gives you all sorts of neat crap on it and everything else on it. This is the reasonable, not poor man, but reasonable, frugal man way of using it is the kilowatt. And this is the Kilowatt P3. And Kaylin has one too. All right. Okay, let me look. Let me get this out of the way over here. Let me see what I got here. Okay. All right, guys. Bonus time for you guys here right now. Hopefully some of you are on the list here good enough. And boom. All right, so I'm gifting 5 memberships here from the channel, and let's see who gets it. KP Heathen got one. Josh got one. K2 Pounders got one. Watt Life got one. 1, 2. I can't even pronounce it. Uniquality Written got one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 5th one? Oh, Josh. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, 5 of them out there. Yeah. So, and so you can go to the thing. You basically got to set your thing to the channel so that you'll accept gifts when these pop up if you want to get a free membership. It's only good for 30 days, but it allows you to go in and look at the members only videos. All right. So back to this stuff. So this little one, the 600 one with the small 256 watt hour battery, it might be good for running LED Christmas lights around your doorway or something. I'm not really impressed with any of the little ones like this that have the 256 watt hour battery. My Goal Zero's got to have bigger than that because I can run I can run my CPAP for 3 days on it before I have to charge it up. Now with the let's go up to the Mega One here, which has a. All right, let me clear this. The Mega One has a 1,024 watt hour battery, and if I divide that by 45 watts, that's going to give me 22 watt hours of use out of that. So yeah, and so basically that's almost 3 days of 8 hours. Of course, when I'm talking about my time using the CPAP, that's probably 6 hours of sleep is all because I was at scout camp using it. So I was only using it for 6 hours. So yeah. So and some of us, we don't sleep 8 hours in a row. Now, Here comes the, and now we're going to cover some of the bonus ones of some of these you need to look for in the ones you're going to get. So, like this here, this is the Mega 2, which I want to get for here. As soon as the wife will agree to it. Oh, right now it's got a $652 coupon on it. Oh, man. So that's going to drop that down to $1,500 for both those. Holy crap. I got to call the wife as soon as this is over. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. So a system up like this has both the battery below and the unit up above. They have on it, gotta go down here to the info down here. What you want here is what it says, AC charging cable. If you don't have room to put solar panels up, you make sure it's got the AC charging cable so you can plug it in and charge it up while you got power. That way, when the power goes off, you have so long of, depending on how many battery packs you have for it, you got so much power to keep things going. One of the things I would do when if I get one of these for the kitchen, I will hook it up to the chest freezer and the refrigerator in there, and then I'll set it up so I run it for an hour, I turn it off for 6 hours, I turn it back on, run it for an hour, turn it off, and work it like that. So the refrigerator isn't trying to keep it peak cooled, but it's keeping everything cold enough for that 6 hours without me going into it to keep everything from spoiling. And that way I can get days of use out of it, keeping the chest freezer and the refrigerator cold. Now the chest freezer, if I don't open it up, I mean, it'll go like 12 hours before it would kicks on anyway. So yeah, that's one of the things to do on it here. Woohoo! All right, long time no see, Dioris. Okay, saw a Westinghouse dual power gasoline propane generator on Amazon for $1,000. How many watts? Because I know the one at the one at Costco that is dual fuel propane gasoline. I believe that one is for the 6,800 watts. I believe I could be. I have to go back and look at it. Is like $750. But yeah, the Westinghouse one, yeah. Actually, sorry, give me a second here, and I will find that out here. So let me see. Open a new one here. Duplicate. All right, so that one's going to be Westinghouse. Now, let's find out what this is, folks. Dual fuel generator. And let's see what we got. All right, got a couple of different ones here. All right, so here's an example. So $999, $1,000. This is a 12,500 watt dual fuel. However, you got to consider that 12,000 watts is on gasoline power. It drops off for when you put it on propane. If you have a tri-fuel where you put on natural gas, it drops off even more wattage because the power it's able to provide. It also depends who you're buying from, because here for $50 more, you get the exact same one. Exact same one. So you got to watch who you're buying it for. But that's not bad for 1,200 watt gasoline propane backup. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's go back over to. So yeah, so with these things, you want to make sure it's got the AC charging cable on it. So this is the Mega 2. This is the battery unit on it. The battery unit also comes with a wall charger as well on it, so you can charge it up. Go back over here, open up another one for the Mega 5, which would be if you're gonna try, you get 2 Mega 5s. You supposedly you can run the 240 off of it. We'll open this one up here. So this is the big one here. So this one here has a $750 coupon on it. So that drops it down to $1,249. But this one has a 4,000 watt hour inverter with a 5,040 watt hour battery. So if you're pulling 4,000 watts on this, you'll get over an hour out of it. But it also has the bottom right plug there. That's for RVs. And so you got to look at what you want it for, what you're going to do with it, and the application. So I'm going to switch this over here. So this one has 2 battery units on it, which each of those batteries are, trying to remember what they are. So these are the B5. Where's the B5 by itself? Okay, the B5. So this is 2,240 watt hour battery for the extra battery pack. So yeah. Now this one here does not say, and I think this is one of the ones that Ben complained about. They have not put the AC charging on it. They had the AC charger on the smaller ones, not the bigger ones, because I guess they figure, oh, you're going to have solar panels hooked up for this bad boy anyways. So anyway, so this one here with the 2 batteries and the main unit on it, 15,120 watt hours of power. But you're also paying they don't have it in stock right now on here. But it says there's one option to paying $6,900 for it. But yeah. Yeah. What we got here? All right, good night, Howie. Howie slipped out of here a couple of minutes ago. And the bigger the generator, the more fuel it uses. And that's a variable too on it as far as whether you're running under full load or half load or quarter load on the generators. All right, so when the power goes out, the power station sign. All right, so Kaylin's talking about, all right, so okay, here's Kaylin's first one here. Yeah, so uninterrupted power supply. Yeah, I have my computers here on an uninterrupted power supply office unit down there, and it does beep at me, beep beep beep, when like if the power goes out or one of the grandkids are playing down and they unplug it by accident. But I wish it was louder, but yeah. Yeah. All right. Big 1500 watts. Winter, I could probably keep the refrigerator items outside on the first. Hey, if you have those big, huge, those blue igloo heavy duty ice chest ones out there, oh yeah. You open it up at night to get it really cold in there, it'll stay cold for several days. But if it's below freezing all the time, yeah, you'll keep refrigerated stuff out there and stuff like that. I'm just checking here. Yeah, so pairing pairing this with solar. Oh, interesting thing. Go back to it here. Come on. There we go. So if you have a small one, not necessarily this one, it was small, the small Jackeries, the small EcoFlows, the small Blue Eddies, the little small portable ones, you know, under 1,000-watt ones. Generally, if you can peak out the input with 1 or 2 100-watt solar panels, you can charge it up in a couple hours between 11 and 1 o'clock. And just because the sun's not shining, but you can still see really good, you're still getting rays coming in. It may take 4 hours to charge it up. And generally, like on my my Goal Zero 400 with I think it had like a 400 amp hour battery in it or whatever, or more. It would I think it would I put a 100-watt panel on it. 2 of us using our CPAPs at night at scout camp, and I'd set it up, and so we got trees around it, so it comes at the street, gets to a point about 10 o'clock. Okay, aim it there, come back every hour and adjust it till it goes down behind the other trees, fully charged before we lose the sun. That was just with one 100-watt-hour thing doing it. All right, John Hines. Okay. Good question. Some of them will, some of them won't. Some of the cheap ones won't. Some of the other ones will. Like I said, Minuteman Prep, my friend Ben Gilmore, where I've bought a couple of my things from. He has a Excel spreadsheet, and it talks about that. It goes through what's called all the different classifications of them. This one here would be a micro unit, and it talks about which ones can charge and use at the same time, so which ones can't. Yeah, and so yeah, some are. Personally, I'm never getting a small one again. If I get one, it's going to be probably the Mega 2 one here, because I got a bunch of solar panels. I just haven't put them up yet because haven't needed to use it here yet. Knock on wood. But I do have my tri-fuel generator, which is gasoline, propane, and natural gas, and I can run that to use the AC plug charging on this one here, because I can charge this one here. I can charge both units by plugging it in, and it's what's the trying to see where it says the doesn't have the recharge time on it here. Recharge time is 1.3 hours being plugged into the wall. or being plugged into a generator to charge it up. Yeah, I tell you what I'll do. Let me go over to a site and let's see if I can bring that up here. Let me get some stuff out of here. I'm going to drop this down. I'm also going to check his last email, because his last email to me had some stuff on it here, and I'm going to check my wow, I didn't think I'd gotten that many junk emails I've been tossing out. I didn't think it was that far back. Oh well, not going to be easy to find it. January 8th. I didn't think it was that far back. I thought it was just this last week here. I'm going through my trash here folders on my email here, see if I can find one, because he had the link to the spreadsheet in this email as well. So you can get on his email newsletter for Minuteman Prep from his actual businesses, which is poweredportablesolar.com. Dang. I'm gonna have to hunt into his website here. Okay, so we're going to bring this back up here. We're going to go WER powered portable solar. There it is. Boom. All right, so poweredportablesolar.com. All right, and see if I can find it on here on this website. Sometimes it's hard to find it. That's Ben. Okay, trying to find he moves stuff around here. Generator reviews, right over here. Generator reviews. Let's see if it's got any. It goes through and he posts videos on reviewing all the generators. There's the spreadsheet right there. So there's the spreadsheet. And come on, where is it here? Where is it here? Probably down at the very bottom. He runs the reviews on a bunch of these. And okay, that was the link showing. That's what he's talking about it. Might be one of those blue links here I'm missing. See if I can find. Does he have it again? Maybe he has it down here. 8 best ones ranked. That's probably just the going through them. Looking for the actual spreadsheet here for you guys. Okay, let me go back one. See what that 8 one was. Maybe it's on that page there. Is that it? It's just showing it here, but some of them show he's got pages for all different ones, and it talks about good, extremely good is dark green, good is light green, okay is yellow, red is bad, and it talks about which ones are expandable battery capacity, good, not applicable, good, extremely good, not applicable, and then little squatty ones. Yeah, shoot. Okay, let's see if he has the so here's the video. Here's the video on it here. Comparison chart. No, that's still just a single page from it, because there's like 8 tabs on it. If I can find the actual one here for you. Trying to find this for you guys here. If I can find it, I'll just post the link to finding it so you guys can just do it there and decide. Or you can email him and ask him for the link to it. Info at poweredportablesolar.com. Yeah. Looking to see. So let's go up here. I'm going to try one more thing here for you guys here. See if it'll do it. Watch on YouTube. I go to YouTube sometimes. Okay, hang the. All right, pause that. Okay, I'm trying to see. Sometimes he has that link in his videos on it. Find it. Show transcript. Okay. I'm gonna have to get with him and find out where the link is. Let him know that when he moved things around on his thing, he lost it. Now I couldn't find these file selection on the site here. Wait, resources. Let me try resources here. See what it shows here under resources. No, it's just doing that. Yeah, I'll get with Ben to say, hey, where's the spreadsheet? People wanted to see it so they could do the comparisons. We couldn't find it on his. Yeah, because he has some of the tabs on it is ultra cap, heavy cap, cap being capacity, ultra capacity, heavy capacity, medium capacity. And he goes down with some other ones, and he has some other comparative charts on there as well. But he lists the ones on that one. Yeah. So if you go to, go back to the home page. Yeah. So I'll just drop the link here. You can go in there to the over here where it says contact, and you can contact him and just ask him questions about it, and yeah, or just send him direct email at info@poweredportablesolar.com. Yeah, he does, because I have somewhere. I'd have to see if I can find it here, an older version of it. Give me a second here. Let me bring up a. See if I can do a. And I froze. I'm looking here. This PC, desktop. No. Try to see where I did it. Documents, downloads. Go back to downloads, see if I can find it here. No. Empty. I'm doing searches here, folks. Just give me a second here. Dang it. No, not there. Bet it's on the other computer. Right. Okay, go past all the Adobes into the Excels. No, it's on the other computer that I can't get to. Okay, but yeah, tell him, hey, Ben Gill at Grayman Prepping was trying to share your comparison thing so we can see what we need to do and talk about. And yeah, Ben's a real friendly guy. And so I just wish I could have found it there, because it used to be easy. It used to be easy to find. You know, even on it used to be on the home page, even, you know, for a while. And yeah, it's not coming up for it. Oh well. Anyways, so one of the things you need to do is he does have a calculator on his website here. Here, let me bring it back up here. Let's explore this. So find out on your own, use the calculator thing, solar needs, and you set your appliances, volts and times amps, hours per day it's on, and you fill it out, and it'll help you figure out what you need to do for it on stuff. Or you can just do it simply on your own. Just get an Excel spreadsheet and just type in, all right, this is what it's on. Figure out using the kilowatt here helps you figure out how much the day are actually on per day. So Rebel Canners made it in. CB made it here. Woohoo! So yeah, you figure out what you use and stuff. Then you also need to figure out, is this what do you need the power for? Is this like for, in case the power is out for a week, I want to be able to get by for a week. If it's out for 48 hours or 72 hours, I want to be able to get by for 72 hours. You have that as one parameter, and then you figure out what you actually need to keep going. And for me, there are basically, for the wintertime, there are 4 things I need to keep going. In the summertime, there's only 3 things I need to keep going. That 4th one is the furnace. And technically, I got enough firewood. I really don't need to worry about that. But it's, because I got a wood burning stove, so I really don't need to worry about that. But convenience and comfort. I'm gonna need to worry about the refrigerator, the freezer, and my CPAP. Granted, I may go a little nuts here and stuff, but if I got enough power to power those when the refrigerator and freezer aren't working, I can run an extension cord in here and charge up my uninterrupted power supply here. And then I'm back on the computer and I get my Wi-Fi going. If the tower over there has its stuff up and going, then I'm sitting really good then. So, and it also depends, what else you need. Are you going to need a TV working with the DVD / Blu-ray player to keep from going bonkers? Do you have plenty of books to read? Do you have enough lighting to get by with? All things to consider to figuring out how much power you really need. If you're looking at worrying about, in case if power goes out here and it's bad storms and the lines go down, it may be a month before I get. And my computer froze again. If it's going to be a month before you get your power back because it's a big winter storm and the lines are down all over the place, you may need to get a little bit more. If you're thinking about just getting having a bunch of propane tanks and getting one of these dual fuel ones and running the generator, remember, keep the generators away from the house so the exhaust doesn't get into the house. You don't have to run them full time. You just need to make sure that the refrigerator is down to temperature, the freezer is down to temperature, and you have one of those 1,000-watt, 1,500-watt inverter, units with at least 1,000-watt-hour battery in it. If you have a CPAP and you need to worry about that, there you go. But one of those ones, 1,000-watt-hour ones, would probably run my my computer setup here a couple days. So Oh, not good, Tammy. All right, take care, Tammy. Wow. I never heard of anybody being allergic to castor oil before, other than the normal body reaction to it. Here's your spoon of castor oil. Open up. Yeah. Mm, yeah. All right, folks. So I hope that helps you out. If you need something more on a one-to-one basis about asking me stuff on it, um, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Go ahead and email me a question. And if Ben is busy and not responding to you, I'll print it off and go over and drop it off to his house. Coming up here, let's see what's coming up. Checking the other computer here. All right, so Thursday night, starting at 10 Eastern, is the Midnight Ride. Because it's midnight somewhere, and actually it was about 9 o'clock when Paul Revere started his Midnight Ride. So, all righty. Yeah, the Midnight Ride was thrown on there by, was it Longfellow? Throw midnight, because 9 o'clock ride does not sound, doesn't sound very, oh, the Midnight Ride, oh, so special. Yeah. All right. So Friday on my other channel, Camp Patton Family Compound. Not going to be a favorite topic, folks. It is snow removal and other winter chores, especially if you have livestock. All right. Saturday back here on Gray Man Prepping is elder patient care, talking about taking care of older family members. Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, we're going to talk about preserving ingredients. So you don't want to make up pre-made stuff, but you have a lot of ingredients. You want to have them preserved and stuff so you can make stuff later on from them. I'm going to talk about that as well. Mark loves talking about Chef Tech, and his other channel is Mad Chick Acres in here. He'll be a key component on that one there on Monday. And next Tuesday, we're going to talk about the weather alert radio confusion about it, and some of the stuff I found out about it when our CERT program used to give them away to older care facilities, and stuff like that, and schools, preschools, private daycare, schools type thing, for them, so they have warning when something bad was happening there. So that's what's coming up for the next week here. Glad you guys were able to come tonight. I hopefully answered a lot of your questions. If you have questions that I missed on the side chat here, like I said, feel free to email me. So it is CAMPPATTON. So Camp Patton is family compound, all one big long word, at gmail.com. And I will get back to you on it. Dang, I forgot to bring it in here. I was going to bring in my Kodiak in here. I got a 1500 watt one I got from years ago, and oh shoot, got it in 2017 is when I bought it from Ben, and so it's I've used it quite a bit around here. I've used it several times when the power's been out for like 8-10 hours to keep my except my computer still keep freezing. I got to get a better video card for it. And I was able to do a live stream on the backup power. So being wintertime, don't forget to stay hydrated, folks. Just because you're not hot and sweating, your body is still giving off moisture, especially if you're outside. You're breathing out moist air, breathing in dry air. So you're going to need to keep yourself rehydrated on that too. So stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill every month. And grow an indoor garden. We got the indoor garden challenge going on. and we'll be getting more information out on that if I ever get a chance to. Every time I try to work on the video, the grandkids come over, so it's like, and then when they're not here, I forget about doing the rules video and getting it out there to you guys. All right, everyone, take care, and yeah, stay prepped.